What's up, everyone? This is Minnie here today, coming at you with one of my great games that I played in a Nürnberg. Now, the Nürnberg and me have a very much a love-hate relationship. I love this ship, but it is so easy to die in that sometimes I also hate this ship. But we've got a Nürnberg, we're on fault line, and as I start this game, first things I'm analyzing is, okay, it's all tier 6s and tier 5s. Downside, 2 CVs, 3 battleships, 4 cruisers, 2 DDs, and a sub. So the double CV is going to be an immediate issue because nothing at tier 6 has that great of AA. And while I have a fighter in the Nürnberg, it's not the most ideal. Additionally, we are on fault line, so I'm going to start off playing towards C because we need to win C. I have a fellow battleship with me, I have my CV I'm divved with, and I have a Nevny. So goal is to win it over here. Now, Nürnberg, if you're not familiar, has the 360-degree rear turrets, which can really help as you kite away. It really sets it into the kiting line. It only has the one front turret for a slightly unusual turret setup, which really lends itself, as I said, to kiting away. So we're going to start with going towards C. Now, we already know we can see the Rangers, so we know we're going to be dealing with planes on this side. We've already talked about that. So it's going to be a very challenging game for maneuverability. Fuso and Hawkins are spotted now in the mid. Additionally, now we've got the Kirov, the Velicki, and the Gepard spotted. So, Gepard's the toughest of the 2 DDs by far because it's a tier 6 French DD. Really strong. Also, not the biggest fan of having the Velicki. Velicki's going to be a pain in the butt because Russian ships just have weird armor. But we're going to start off well. Now, first thing is always remember, whenever you're fighting enemy CVs, always angle yourself to give them the worst chance possible to hit you. So we turn right in onto him so he has the bow to stern line and we only take 190 damage. Now as we continue to move forward, we're going to see that he's actually going away. He's not circled back yet, which we're quite happy with. We're going to pop shots out towards that Gepard as he goes dark. That set of shots, take it or leave it on that. It's always worth it to try to get a little bit of damage, especially French DDs, because of all the various mechanics they have. But without the planes there, it might have been worth it to just go dark. Nevny is spotting, so I'm going to see the Torps. We do get the one hit for a little bit of damage on him, but now we're going to focus on the Kirov, and we want to slap the Kirov. So we watch the shells go in, no hits, but we've already dodged the Torps, plus the Torps don't have the range. And Gepard shows back up, but we don't have the line on him. So we're going to turn it in here. Now, what I should do here, actually, I've got a Velicki coming in, I've got a Gepard running away, and I've got a Kirov I can't see. I've either got to go for a full turn in, or I've got to go for a full turn out. We're going to set up for the Kirov, and we're going to launch the HE out. I also realize immediately, and you can see I've already done it, I've got a broadside Kirov. Nürnberg has decent AP. Switch to the AP, get the shells in. So we're going to switch. We see he's going forward a little bit. So 3,900 off the HE, but we get the AP on the broadside Kirov, and immediately Citadel 6,800 on only 4 hits on a poor salvo. Though, this is why you should consider turning out. Immediately gets smashed by the enemy battleship and hurt. But we get first blood, we kill off the Kirov, and we're in a good spot. And with the switch we made back to HE, now we can start burning the Velicki, and we're going to try to use our Nevny smoke to protect us. Gepard has returned back. We're also keeping an eye on the fact that there's an Oba here. So as I'm retreating here, I'm trying to turn my ship to give only the bow to the Velicki so that he has less ability to hit me. Now, downside of the fact that, remember, I talked about earlier, I turned in instead of turning out, I have the issue of the fact that he is going to be able to hit me, and I only have 1 gun. If I turn out, I can use the back 2 guns at the same time, so I'm halved my DPM here because of that. Additionally, with the Gepard there, I want to get as many guns on the Gepard because trying to hit destroyers is a pain in the butt. So if I was backing up here, I'd have much better ability to be getting shots onto him. See, I hit all 3 shells there, fortunately, onto the Gepard. Gepard's already taken a bit of damage. DCP's not leading him quite enough, but I've also only got 1 gun, so I don't get the luck of RNG to help me out there. Of course, Gepard is going to be able to trade well with the Nevny. With the Gepard as far out as he is, you switch over to the Velicki there because the Velicki gives you a much better chance to hit. Additionally, I can make this turn out now because the Velicki doesn't have his gun set up for me. So we're going to start dropping shells onto the Velicki, and now we're going to execute the turnout I should have made way earlier. Get the fires. We're going to be watching for DCPs from the Velicki. Our Nevny is losing the fight now because he's gone really close, and unfortunately RNG is not exactly letting us hit superstructure. Remember, I'm aiming for superstructure, and this is also the weirdest moment I've ever had in a game. I have never, ever citadeled a battleship with a light cruiser's HE. But you can clearly see I've been firing HE, and somehow I citadeled a Velicki. So my best guess is I must have hit like the seam on the citadel or something, because I don't know how I got a citadel, especially considering it was only 1800. Now, we run into Gorfs and his Ishmael, but there goes the Velicki to Nevny Torps, so we can start to back up and play safe. At this point, as I analyze map state, tied on caps, up 200 on points. Our Nevny has a slight lead on the Gepard, and he might win that, he might not, but we gotta watch out for the Oba. And you can see the comments about how did I HE Citadel of Velicki. So, Nevny is in a problem spot. We're going to try to put out a little bit of damage to help him, because our Nevny is going to go down. But fortunately, the Visa's Torps hit the Gepard, and it's a trade. Now we see where the Oba is, so we're not going to cut through C. There's no advantage here to me to cut through C. If I cut through C, the only advantage I get is the fact that I can get on the flank. The Oba's coming down this way, and I've got to protect our carrier. There's no ships up here. I can hunt the Ranger. I might be able to find the U-69 or such, but my best bet is to cut back here and prep for him. Additionally, I'm going to do this a little bit differently than you might think. Because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to maneuver myself, and I'm going to turn back here. Instead of just backing up and keeping my two guns on him, I'm going to say I can challenge the Oba, even though the Oba has 10,000 more health than me. So I'm going to get the full broadside on here because I think I can AP smash him at this range. And as you can see, I've already got the AP loaded, so I'm waiting for that Oba to come out and give me the angle. Visa is going to help with this by the fact that he's going to be dropping bombs on him, and the Seraph's got the rocket planes out there to try to smash him a bit. But we are only up one ship now. And Oba takes some AP Citadel damage, and we're going to line it up because we've got a full broadside. Unfortunately, he starts to turn out. But even with that, we still get 3,800 on that. We go up a little bit further, trying to get super structure, get 3 overpens. And honestly, I should have switched to HE before that, because as soon as he started the turn, I should have switched to HE. Ship goes down to Visa bombs because that Visa was playing really well. And now with this turn executed, we're going to cut back towards the middle of the map. Fuso is my next target. We want to HE spam. We're watching this. We're worried about what's happening today, so we know we got to push across because we've got a full health Ishmael. We've got me on 2/3 health in a Nürnberg, and there's nothing that can touch C because we know where the Hatsuharu is. He's over here. So we're going to start lobbing shells in on the Fuso as we go, trying to get him. We got a U-69 right in front of him and a Königsberg trying to defend him. Unfortunately, this is where dispersion wasn't helping me a bit. I was trying to line it up with the turn, and I was just being constantly short a bit. We finally started to hit him, and then he took a ton of torps, which really helped. So Fuso down to 2K, and Fuso's one of, basically, he's their big threat remaining. Because Fuso can absolutely dev strike any of the ships we have on the map. And so we need to smack him. So we continue to shoot at him, and we continue to watch and see what happens. We're trying to get fires, HE spam. We've only had 3 fires so far on 96 shots, but unfortunately our U-69 decides to ram the Fuso, and this is where we get some bugs. So let's talk about wargaming stuff. So the Fuso, the U-69 surfaces, which The Fuso will kill him, but also this really screws over the Fuso because look, you should not be seeing his stuff out of water. The sub trying to surface has lifted the Fuso out of water, so he's stuck there, and as we can see with the yellow mod for running lights, he's not really moving here. So we're going to continue to drop shots on him as he tries to get out, and we've also got the Seraph of Kev's that's bringing in the smoke, the skip bombers on him, so he is all but gone at this point. 8 minutes into the match, 46,000 damage. We almost kill off the Fuso, and unfortunately we don't have the angle with those shells. We try to sneak the shells through. We get 2 shells through, but the Fuso unfortunately goes down to the Koenig. We put him so close, but we don't finish him. Kill number 1 I could have had extra. Keep track of that. Now, here's another spot where my play is not necessarily what you would expect. And here's why. As a cruiser, with us having, as you can see, no DDs left, my job is partially to go for the cap. So I should probably go for B. However, we don't know where their U-69 is, so I'm going to ferry our Ishmael, who's been spotted, and try to make sure he's not going to get torped by the sub, because he's still our strongest force on the map besides our CVs. Koenig and Königsberg can push towards B and try to take it, but we're okay right now because we've got the 150 point lead that we're just sitting on, as well as the ship and 60,000 health. And there's the sub we were talking about, so now we're gonna start to lace out shells at him. Trying to hit subs is a devilishly tricky nightmare. So we're gonna get a little bit on him, but we might kill him if we'd gone the first set of shots on him before he drops under. He goes underwater, 2,600 health. He's gonna try to do that. We've got the Hydro running so we can continue to spot torps for Gorfs, and we're keeping an eye out for him to show up. But what I should be doing, and my failure here, to be completely honest with you, is I should be already shooting at the October Revolution. There's no reason that I should still be looking at that sub's positioning, because 1, sub did die thankfully, but 2, even if he doesn't, he's too low for me to hit. I'm not gonna get over there. I'm gonna let Gorfs use his anti-submarine warfare over mine. So I should have been shooting at that October Revolution. So I missed a good 2-3 salvos on that October Revolution I could have had going for damage. And now we're gonna aim up. We're also going to split to the side because his guns, 1, aren't aiming at me, and 2, this is getting me better lines on the superstructure. So we're gonna continue to aim and try to set up so we're hitting his superstructure and getting as much damage as possible. Sure, it's a bit saturated, but that's the goal. We get the fire, and that's gonna tick on him slowly but surely. We continue on, keep the shots going. He is down to 10,219 health and dropping, and we are in a good spot to finish off this October Revolution. There's another fire, so he's on 2 fires. And at this point, that's a dead October Revolution, and we get kill number 2. 61,000 damage as well now. However, by cutting south to get on the broadside of the Revolution, this has dragged me a little bit out of the battle, so I've got to cut north. Looking at this, we're still up by 1 ship, but our lead has been dropped to 7,000 health, and they still have a DD alive, which is a problem. We are taking B, so they're not taking points, so we're building that, but we've got to get over towards A and assist with A. So we continue to cut over to A. We're not necessarily screening Gorfs correctly here. We should probably be more towards the inside of him because that Hatsu has been spotted, and if he comes back, that's where we want to sit. So we're going to cut in here because I don't need to be on the flank. Also, with how their ships are going, I'm going to try to intercept their ships if they come through here. Hatsu has been spotted, so I can also confirm, just cut up towards the middle and go from there. Meanwhile, the cap has been claimed at A, so our points are sitting similar, and we are taking B, so we have the advantage. But once again, trying to take B with double CV is a problem. So we're going to push up. We see the Spade turning out, and as you can see, I've already prepped the AP, because if he's going to come out broadside, I'm going to try to Citadel him. And so we see him start to come out. Unfortunately, he's turning in, so we're going to line up the shots, try to hit him with the full AP broadside. He's also giving beautiful broadside to our Ishmael. And so we get 4,200 on him, but we're not really getting great chunks of damage. 3,700. We're not hitting those citadels because he is tricky to hit. So I could have made a case for switching to HE, but I was getting comfortable damage and he was giving me such broadside, I saw no reason to switch. And so 1,600, we continue to go. He turns in. And if I had switched to HE, I would have killed him there. And fortunately, I finished him there for kill number 3 and 80,000 damage. Next up, we're assuming the Hawkins will come through. So this is one of those times where we want to actually push in and just use the front gun. Because just by using the front gun, we'll be in a lot stronger spot here because the Hawkins won't have good angles on me. We've seen where the Hatsu is gone, but we have lost our ships and bees. So we're going to line up because we need to make sure that this Hawkins of Gorps, not to be confused with Gorps, goes down. So we're lined up. The Hawkins has no easy way out, and we're also screening for our carriers. We're going to set up here. We're going to stop because we want the Hawkins to come out and give us the angle. We don't want to give him the angle. So we sit here, we watch, we let our CVs start trying to work him down, and we just wait for him to show up and give us the angle. Gonna sneak the shells over that island, get little chunks of damage there. And he's starting to stop and try to turn back in. So we're going to actually turn out far enough to get all the shots. There's our Confederate, by the way. And we're going to keep going. And there's the triple citadel. Down goes the Hawkins. And we can turn back. So selective choice on when you go broadside enough to use all your guns really can make the difference. This point, game, I feel pretty confident we've won. Our Koenig might die, but we have the caps. They only have a Hatsu. Our job now is to just eliminate points, so we're going to head over to A. Because we want to cap A, and we're just trying to, honestly, grind up PR at this point. I don't know where the Hatsu is. He's not being spotted by our CVs right now, so it's not worth it to go this way to me when I can stop their points, because, as we said, there goes the Koenig. Already dead. We are also going to pop the Hydro here because we're worried as we come through this. If the Hatsu is either popped up over here or if he's sitting out here somewhere, I have to watch out for his torps hitting me with that 10 kilometers. So we want to make sure as we go into a cap, we've got that set up to protect us. Also at 4 kills, and now the Hatsu's been spotted, so I know he's not near us because he was just briefly spotted by the CVs up there by the island. But it doesn't matter because of the fact that I didn't know where he was when I popped the Hydro, so it was a worthwhile use of Hydro. Now, why the AP here, you might think? Well, couple reasons. One, Arc Royale is British, so you gotta deal with the armor scheme. 2, I'm trying to get the citadels on the side, so we're trying to line up and find the shots on the Arc Royale and burn him down. As you can see, we're starting to get the damage slowly but surely. We've also got to deal with the planes coming in, so we're using DFAA comboed with our fighter. And as you can see, I'm angling myself so he doesn't have the shot line to hit me. So we turn it just a bit, as you can see. We turn it back just the hair, and we're going to be able to just skirt through those torps and take the cap. We want to kill the Ranger. Fortunately, we take the cap right before we get hit by torps because we kind of drifted into that one, but it's okay. Ranger goes dark, so we're going to switch back to the Arc Royale as we continue to chunk down their planes. With 4 kills, I am absolutely looking for my Kraken, and I'm still regretting the fact that I didn't get the Koenig kill earlier. Shame I take that one. I have to use my DCP because I don't want to just take a flood and just die as soon as somebody hits me. But we're going to try to get the angle on the broadside of the Arc Royale, though time is ticking away fairly quickly. We also switched, if you didn't see, back to HE, because now I'm just trying to get spam down onto him. I'm not feeling confident on my ability to citadel him at this angle, so I'm just trying to get as much spam and pen on him as possible. Continue to just dodge those slowly but surely. And we're watching time. Time's at 9. We have 911 points, so we're running out of time. We want to kill this Arc Royale. We've got Kev and Asera coming in to try to smack the Arc Royale. And the shame of it is Kev does take the Arc Royale kill, which will be the last kill we get in the game, which means I will end with 113,000 health, but with 2 kills I could have gotten, I will not get my Kraken. But we'll take First Blood and Confederate. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, our final Stats: 113,000 damage, 262 shell hits, 11 aircraft shot down and 2 by fighter, 4 destroyed, 7 fires, 5 citadels, including the rare HE citadel, and top of the team by almost 800, by 750 or so base XP. Overall, very good game. Nürnberg, like I said, if you can line it up so where you're kiting with it well, it can really pack a punch, or if you're at tier 5 and 6. But if you get up tiered, you have to be really careful with it because you'll get a lot of non-pens and it just won't be a good time. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this version of Mini's Great Games. Don't forget to hit that like button down below, leave me a comment telling me your thoughts about the game, and make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. This is Mini, signing off.